Number 92. The Dig. This is the first game on the list that I was already quite familiar with. My dad bought this for the family computer when I was 15, and while I think he bought it so he could play it, I swiftly appropriated it. It was one of the first games I'd ever played that was fully voiced, and it showed so much imagination. Everything new that I found just filled me with wonder, or at least that's how I remembered it. That's why I was rather surprised to find The Dig so low on the list. I was sure it would crack the top 10 at least, but here it sits at number 92. So I was happy to play the game again. Perhaps the rose-colored glasses of nostalgia had tainted my recollection, and The Dig was not the masterpiece I remembered it to be. Only one way to find out. Let's get the technical stuff out of the way because it'll be quick. This game was very easy to get running on Windows 7, once again thanks to ScumVM, and there were even fewer problems than I had with Toonstruck. I'm pretty sure quite a few of the remaining games on the list can be played this way, and I'm honestly looking forward to it. I didn't know this growing up, but The Dig had something of a long and tortured development history. It was actually conceived of by Steven Spielberg back in 1989, but it took 6 years and 4 different project directors for LucasArts to bring it to fruition. So it's even more surprising that a well-made and cohesive product came out of it. Still, it's a somewhat unusual game by LucasArts standards. While there's still humor to be found, the overall tone of the game is much more serious and somber than your Monkey Islands and your Day of the Tentacle. One thing this game absolutely nails from beginning to end is atmosphere. The music has a very ethereal and otherworldly quality, and the art and design elements all combine with the music to create this intoxicating sense of actually being on an alien planet that contains equal parts wonder and danger. Although the danger is actually an illusion. You can't die in this game, which I have mixed feelings about. But just because you can't doesn't mean your companions won't. The story is fantastic. You play as Commander Boston Lowe, and while he's supposed to be a militaristic survival guru, he's always struck me as laid back and a little goofy. You're part of a mission to stop an asteroid from hitting Earth by detonating nukes on the surface. Sounds familiar, I know. But once that's done, you investigate the surface and accidentally trigger a trip back to a faraway alien planet. Commander Lowe has to find a way to get himself and his 2 crew members back to Earth. This is probably the one time I can't really complain about the puzzles using alien logic, but I did have some troubles with them back in the day. The first puzzle that comes to mind in that regard was reassembling the turtle skeleton. And of course, assembling that ridiculous trap to catch that pesky rat thing pissed me off. While there were games out there with far more absurd solutions, especially back then, it was enough to take me out of the experience at the time. Which is a shame because there's quite the experience to be had here. The voice talent is top-notch, with all 3 of the leads turning in some excellent performances. The characterization and writing is fairly strong too, though not as good as other LucasArts fare. In the end, I think the concepts and ideas that are being presented here are stronger than the actual material presenting them. Though there are no shortage of great moments in The Dig. Boston and Maggie's interactions tend to be particularly delightful, as is their encounter with the inventor. I do still love The Dig, and it will forever be a classic to me, but it's not as much of a masterpiece as I remembered it to be. I still think it should be a lot higher on this list, don't get me wrong, maybe in the 20 to 30 region, but I don't think it would be in my top 10. I'd still recommend it to anyone who enjoys surreal sci-fi, thoughtful storytelling, and breathtaking atmosphere. Next time, number 91.